What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another course here at PushStart. Today we're going to be talking about marketing, specifically storytelling. And in today's marketing world, when we want to create relatability between our brand and the consumer, it's more about storytelling than it is actually advertising and pitching, and very much maybe what you might think of, in a Mad Men episode of the early days of marketing and advertising. Today's consumer creates a relationship with brands that they can relate to. If the brand seems like it's not within their own ecosystem, that they can't relate to it, they're likely to keep scrolling by on social media, walking by if it's a storefront retail, or simply ignoring the cues and the marketing and the billboard and the signs that they're seeing of that brand. So what we want to talk about today is creating relatability between your gym and your desired avatar. And then we're going to talk about the 3-act narrative, or the 3-act story, which has been told for years in Shakespeare and other playwrights and methods of storytelling. And we're simply going to walk you through how to create social media posts, or you could do it with blogs, emails, and other marketing vehicles in order to create further relatability with your avatar customer. And then I'll even show you some great examples from a gym I've had the privilege of working with over the years to create great storytelling within their own social media. Let's get into it. So first, I want to discuss the difference between storytelling and advertising, because when you approach your marketing efforts or your advertising efforts through the lens of storytelling, something much different happens. When we are looking and talking about marketing, the big thing that the business owner generally cares about is the ROI, the return on investment. Because marketing costs money, advertising costs money, storytelling, costs money. I mean, it all costs money. So it's always a concern of an owner to part with their hard-earned money. Say, whoa. If I put X amount of dollars over here in this whole marketing thing, how do I know what I'm getting back? And this is where I would say that don't think about your ROI. And generally, this is where I don't recommend going with paid advertising first and foremost. You can squeeze a lot of juice out of organic marketing. We've talked a lot about this in previous courses here at PushStart, but we want to focus on just creating high volume relatability with our avatar customers. We can worry about paid advertising and ROI and client acquisition cost, CAC, and all these other fancy acronyms as it relates to marketing later on, but all of that is worthless money that you will see zero ROI on, unless you can just organically create relatability with your desired prospective customer. So your avatar is bombarded with hundreds of advertisements every day, and to break through the noise, we need someone to hear an ad, see an image, watch a video of ours, and say to themselves, hey, I was literally just talking to my buddies about that the other day. Or, holy crap, how did they bug my car when I was talking to my wife the other day about how I'm nervous about going to this bachelor party in Cancun because I don't like how I feel in my bathing suit right now? You want someone to hear, see, or experience your storytelling and think, oh my God, that's literally exactly my problem. Not, I could use more energy in the day. No, you need it to hit home hard. I'm going to show you some examples here. So when we are talking about storytelling versus advertising, just a few house cleaning items here, just to, again, further separate the two. First off, storytelling creates awareness around a prospect's problems and our ability to help solve them. However, it positions the prospect as the hero. I'm going to talk more about this hero thing in a second. And then it positions your business or the brand as the guide. So the customer, or this prospective customer, has a problem. You're going to help guide them to the solution, but they are going to be the hero of their story. We, the gym, we are not the hero of the story. And too many times, gyms like to position themselves in the marketing as the hero, and it is a huge mistake. It also needs to align with how we consume content on a day-to-day basis, which is more storytelling-like. We like stories. I don't care if you like reality TV, or you like watching sports, or you like the news, or you like to binge Netflix shows, people like the typical fashion in which stories are told. And again, we're going to be kind of walking through this 3-act narrative so that you can more efficiently tell stories. And then there's consistency and frequency that create trust in the storytellers, which are us. If we consistently talk about our ability to help solve a certain problem that we believe most of our prospects and avatars suffer from, over time, and I'm talking hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of individual touch points with our different stories, they will be able to create trust in us that we can solve that problem. Okay? If I said to you right now, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance, you probably could have finished that one-liner before I even finished it myself. And you would know, oh, that's Geico. That's the problem Geico solves. In 15 minutes, they could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Well, because that slogan has not changed in almost 20 years, we reliably can remember, whether we're a customer of Geico or not, we know when it comes time to think about car insurance, they are one of the brands that are instantly entering our minds as a potential vendor that we're going to do business with. Now, when we look over at advertising, we're essentially just looking to promote a product or service within the moment. It could be a seasonal offering. It could be something real quick. It is typically very ROI based. It's fickle in nature, and we view the success of the advertisement based on sales, whereas in storytelling, we can have a great blog post, a great video, a great series of photos that maybe we can't track any ROI from, but we know it's great for creating brand equity in our prospective customers because it's a consistent story that we're always telling. And it relies on temporary trends and gimmicks to acquire attention. We've all seen like really ugly landing pages or ads that are just like, ugh. It's just like, you ever drive by in your town and there's that mattress store that's been going out of business for 30 years and they're always having a liquidation sale and they're having a wacky, wavy, inflatable arm guy out in front and the big color signs in the windows about 98% off, and you're just like, that's a gimmick. They've been doing that for the past 30 years. It seems like they've been going out of business with their liquidation sale. That's the difference between advertising and storytelling. And now I want to go into a little bit more about this talk of a hero. This is from a book called Story Brand by a gentleman named Donald Miller, an incredible book on marketing and modern day marketing. If you've never read it, I highly recommend it. In this book, Donald talks about this 7-act narrative. I'll be talking to you about something much more simpler today, a 3-act narrative. But essentially, he walks you through the 7 steps, the 7 elements of his story brand framework in order to position the prospective customer as the hero in the story that is helping solve a problem through the aid of a guide, which would be the brand or your gym. I really recommend checking it out. We'll probably be making other courses here at PushStart that embody this philosophy of marketing and storytelling because I believe it works so well. Now, let's get into the 3-act story and start thinking about something as simple as your next social media post as to how you can start installing this today. Act 1A is going to be character introduction. Okay? So in order to create relatability, we need to introduce a character that your prospects can actually identify with. Now, this is going to be visually, does that person look like me? Right? This is going to be also visually in a sense of, do those exercises look like exercises I want to do or believe I can do? You mainly, when somebody looks at social media, the 2 things that they say to themselves is, can I relate to that person? Does it look like I'd want to work out or be around those people that I see in this image or this video? And do I want to do that type of workout? Very simple. What type of people work out there? What kind of workouts are they doing? That is the initial thing that they are judging before your logo, before your pricing, before your schedule. They're judging just based off what they see in those images. We want people to say, hey, he or she kind of looks like me. Okay, well, I mean, I kind of look like her. If they can do it, I can do it too. Or, hey, he or she kind of looks like me. But they kind of look like a fitter version of me. They look like they're doing pretty good. Like, that guy looks actually great. If they're successful in solving their problem, maybe I can too. This is where we want to position the visuals of our marketing and storytelling appropriately, ensuring that the images and the videos we portray are showing an avatar that our avatar prospective customer can relate to. Act 1B is going to be then identifying the micro problem, right? We've discussed this in previous marketing courses here at PushStart, but there's macro problems like I'm fat, I have low energy, I don't feel comfortable in my body, I feel weak, I have shoulder pain. Those are all macro problems, okay? We need to identify micro problems. Nobody acts on macro because it's like, oh yeah, I'm overweight. That's a problem, I get it. But it's, I'm overweight and couldn't participate in daddy-daughter adventure day because the zip line has a tensile strength and a limit of 280 pounds and I couldn't participate, which was embarrassing for me, and my daughter really missed out on that opportunity. Now that seems extreme. I know later was like, damn, but that's what a micro problem is meant to do. It's meant to hit you deep. When you tell a story of one of your clients who was overweight to the point where it caused this highly emotional, sad scenario, and then they overcame that problem with the help of your gym as the guide, and now he's able to do anything and everything with his daughter he ever wanted to do, that's a story that could kind of get the hairs on your arm to go up and get you excited. But that's why I put so much emphasis on this, between micro and macro problems. So in this example, I'm fat being macro, micro being I'm dreading the summer because my body isn't pool party ready. I have a lot of great friends who have boats and on the lake and I want to go to, but I'm going to tell them I'm busy because I'm embarrassed the way I look in my bathing suit. That's a real problem a lot of your potential clients actually have. And if we were to tell that story in our social media, in our blog post, in our marketing, they could relate to that story like, oh my God, that's literally like, that's my deepest, darkest fear, and they know about it. If they know about it and they've solved this problem for others, maybe they could help solve it for me. 2 rules you want to keep in mind when it comes to creating your micro problem. And if you can't say yes to these 2, you probably are too macro with the problem at hand. Number 1, very few people should be able to relate to it. You're like, wait a minute, very few? I thought I'm trying to market to everybody. No. We want to market with each individual micro problem to a very small sliver. Okay, a very, very small sliver. The smaller the sliver of the population we are storytelling to, the deeper it punches. Okay, versus, hey, are you unhappy with your weight? Click this link below, we can help out. That doesn't hit as hard as the previous examples I gave. Number 2, those that can relate will feel like you've lived their exact problem on a deep level. When someone reads that, if they can relate to your micro problem, do they feel a deep connection? Like, man, that's something I haven't told a lot of people. And that social media post literally just regurgitated the story back to me. That makes me feel a kind of way, and now I'm going to make an emotional decision and click the link and submit some information and talk to someone at that gym, because that's what we do. People don't buy gym memberships rationally, they buy them emotionally. Our goal with storytelling is to evoke emotion. Act 2, lay out the plan. Now the plan is what the hero of the story will act upon in order to solve their problem. Now the plan for most of you guys is your front end offer, or how you allow customers to get started with your business. You might have an introductory consultation, free trial week, buy 1 month, get 1 free, $30 for 30 days worth of classes, whatever it is. That is your plan to allow this individual to get started at solving their problem. So once you've gone ahead and you've set up, okay, this is the character introduction, this is the problem they have, now here is our plan. Here's how we're going to help guide you along this journey to solve your problem. Now we're already halfway there with our storytelling. Then finally, we have to lay out and help them visualize a successful ending. We have to ensure that the prospect can actually see how their life is going to be improved upon following up with the plan. This is where live feedback from current members and testimonials allow you to get some of those really juicy details that you otherwise might be oblivious to, since you personally may not have the micro problems that your prospects have. So for example, I always judge people who needed a group class to get motivated. Now I realize I just never experienced the right group class until now. That's a powerful testimonial. And somebody who is sitting there and is like, oh, I don't need a gym. I don't need a group class, but I do have this deep micro problem, might read that and say, that's kind of how I feel. Well, if he or she changed their mind about it, maybe I will too. Then we put it all together. Now, I'm using examples from an incredible gym out on the West Coast called Rewired Fitness Co. Had the distinct pleasure of working with them in copywriting, creating some of this exact copy and their marketing and other aspects of their business. And I'm using them as an example today because I believe they do a great job. Highly recommend going and giving them a follow on Instagram and kind of seeing what other kind of copy and marketing ideas they come up with. But so for example, in this piece of copy, we start off with a quote to create a level of authority and to create kind of an essentially character introduction. Someone is saying, hey, my friend convinced me to try a class with her and I accidentally fell in love. I had no intention of leaving my former gym, but I was hooked after just one workout at Rewired Fitness Co. After that, there was no going back. So instantly, you don't even know the name of the individual, but the character has been introduced. Someone who worked out somewhere else, tried Rewired Fitness Co., and now loves it. All right, so that is probably a lot of their prospective avatar customers. Members at other gyms who are kind of they like their gym, but they've never experienced this. Now, be prepared to fall in love with your workouts again. At Rewired Fitness Co., we believe the magic is in the movements. Our strength-based interval workouts are different every day and adaptable for people at any fitness level. Whether your goals are aesthetic or ability-based, our continuously varied workouts provide the perfect formula to help you achieve your goals. So now they're going ahead and they're talking about the plan. So again, character introduction and the micro problem. People who are at current gyms like their gyms, but maybe are kind of curious what else is out there. The plan is to come in and give Rewired Fitness Co. a try and check out our strength-based intervals because of these reasons. And then we create the successful ending and essentially a call to action. So what are you waiting for? If you're ready to fall in love with your workouts again, use the link in our bio to try us out during a free week trial. So the free week trial is essentially the plan. Getting people to fall back in love with the workouts is the micro problem. And you can kind of see how they've moved this around. And it doesn't always have to go Act 1A, Act 1B, Act 2, Act 3. You can move these pieces around. I teach it in that format. It's a little bit easier to learn at first, but you can get very creative with it. Remember, storytelling is art, and art should be abstract. A couple other examples I put in here for you guys. I'm not going to go through and read every single one of these together with you, but I wanted to give you some great examples, what I believe are some phenomenal examples of storytelling through a very modern medium of social media that you guys can look at and learn from and take inspiration from as to how to start better storytelling for your brand. So I hope you enjoyed that course. If you have questions about your social media, you want to throw up some posts or, share some of your ideas of your storytelling efforts and want to get our feedback, please do so. Head on over to the Push Press Facebook community group, get your post up there, ask your questions, help us dig deeper into this material with you, and we'd be more than happy to do so. Until I see you guys in the next course, have a great day.